Pinterest shares plummeting, although paring back some of the initial losses after beating on the top line, but missing on revenue. Shares are down about 16% right now. Joining us for more, Rohit Kulkarni of Roth MKM. Good to have you on. You surprised to see a move lower like this on the tape we just got?
Not very surprised. What I would tell you is the bar was Pinterest was very high. After what we heard from the three mega caps last week, advertising is recovering and Pinterest is accelerating. So the bar was very high. People expected them to do a big beat and big raise. That hasn't happened. They whiffed on revenues, and revenue guide for Q1 is accelerating, but not as high as what one would have expected. So we stay neutral. I think the company itself is improving, but the fundamentals aren't in line with the valuations that the company is trading at.
Okay. How much would you expect maybe over the longer term, if not right now in this quarter, would you expect from some of these growing partnerships to actually, catalyze in terms of growth for the name?
I think that's a very big part of the story for Pinterest. You have Amazon ads, buying ads on Pinterest. There are other potential partners in the pipeline, and I think that could add anywhere between $150 million to $300 million. That's a pretty big chunk of change for a company, up to 10% of revenues for a company like Pinterest. So that is a big part of the story. We aren't seeing those show up in numbers yet, but perhaps it's delayed, or perhaps it's going to come in by second half. So what we'll want to hear on the call is, where are they with Amazon partnership? Are there new partners coming down the line? And what are the numbers that they can share with regards to the way this partnership will continue to grow over the next, call it, 6 to 12 months?
How would you categorize the competitive landscape for all of these advertising dollars? And I ask that because we're seeing more and more companies build out more and more of their own advertising platforms, whether it is Amazon or it is Uber, which I know you cover as well. And then you factor in these partnerships. I guess how to think about these dynamics as they continue to evolve, and what it means for Pinterest as well as others.
Yeah, I think at least from the things that we have learned so far in the last 10 days is bigger getting bigger. Look at, like, Google is growing 13%. Facebook is growing 23%, Amazon is growing 26%. So these are massive, massive ad companies. And then you have Snap growing 5%, Pinterest growing 12%. So bigger getting bigger. There is a lot of gravity with data that these larger companies are using to just improve the performance of the ads that they are showing to their users. So I think that's the biggest way I would characterize what's happening in the market with AI, with data, and the gravity that these larger companies are pulling in more and more ad dollars. Whether a company like Pinterest can withstand that gravity force with such partnerships, I think that remains to be seen. But that's a very positive first step. If you have Amazon and their muscle in your corner, I think Pinterest is a very attractive ad partner to have. And that's why people are excited about Pinterest. It's just that sometimes valuations overshoot fundamentals, and this is exactly that case.